In this lesson, we will learn how to secure switch VTY access using SSH. The goal in this lesson is to configure the switch at data center to allow the client computer in the office to remote access to the switch via the SSH. As you know, SSH creates a secure TCP section on port 22, which means it encrypts all the traffic sent between the client computer and the switch, including the username and password. In order to achieve the goal, the switch must have the following configurations. First, we need to assign the IP address for the switch virtual interface. Then we need to configure the default gateway on the switch so that it can respond to the client request across the subnet. After that, we need to configure enable secret so that it requires the user to provide the password when they access the private mode. For the SSH configuration, we need to configure the local username and password, the host name, the domain name. As you know, the host name and the domain name together will form the fully qualified domain name, which is required for us to configure the crypto key. Finally, we need to configure the login to VTY using the local account and SSH. Here are the expected behavior of the switch after the configurations. When a user VTY accesses to the switch via SSH, switch requires the user to enter local username and password. After providing correct credential, the user is placed in the user mode. When the user types enable, it requires the user to provide password to access the private mode. To configure an IP address for the SVIs at the switch configuration mode, we need to issue the command interface VLAN, and then we provide the VLAN number and then hit enter. It will bring us to the interface configuration mode. We need to issue the command IP address, and we provide the IP and the subnet mask and then hit enter. To bring up the interface, we need to issue the command no shut. Let's do it in Cisco Skill Switch 1. Here we are in the private mode of the Cisco Skill Switch 1. We need to issue the command show VLAN brief. The reason we need to do that is we want to verify at least one physical interface is in the VLAN 1, and as you can see, here's a bunch of physical interfaces in VLAN 1, so we are in good shape. Let's go to the configuration mode, configure T, and then hit enter. Now we issue the command interface VLAN 1 and issue the command IP address, and we provide the IP address 10.0.2.10 and subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and no shut to bring up the interface. And as you can see, the interface is up for VLAN 1 switch virtual interface. And let's verify it. Show IP interface brief, and here is the IP address for the switch virtual interface for VLAN 1 that we just configured. To configure default gateway at the switch configuration mode, we issue the command IP default-gateway, and then we provide the IP address for the gateway, then hit enter. Let's do it in Cisco Skill Switch 1. We are at the private mode. We need to go to the configuration mode, then issue the command IP default-gateway, and then we provide the IP address for the gateway 10.0.2.1, then hit enter. And let's verify it. Show run and filter by section IP, and here is the IP default gateway that we just configured. To configure the exact mode password at the switch configuration, we issue the command enable secret, then we provide the password, and in this case it is Cisco Skills, then hit enter. Let's do it in Cisco Skills Switch 1. Here we are in the privilege mode. We need to go to the configuration mode, then issue the command enable secret, and then provide the password Cisco Skills, then hit enter. Let's verify our configuration. We need to do the show run and filters for the section secret. As you can see, this is a secret password that has been encrypted. To configure a local username and password at the switch configuration, we issue the command username, we provide the username, then secret, and we provide the password, then hit enter. Let's do it in Cisco Skills Switch 1. Here we are in the privilege mode. We need to go to the configuration mode. Then we issue the command username. In this case, we provide Cisco Skills for the username, and the secret password is also Cisco Skills. Then hit enter, and that's it. To configure SSH key at the switch configuration, we need to set the host name by issue the command hostname, and then provide the name of the switch, and then hit enter. Then we need to configure the domain name by issue the command IP domain -name and provide the domain name. In this case, it's Cisco Skills.us, then hit enter. Now we can generate the key by issue the command Crypto Key generate RSA, then hit enter. The key will be generated using the fully qualified domain name sw1.ciscoskills.us. Optionally, we can specify the SSH version by issue the command IP SSH version 2, then hit enter. Let's do it in our Cisco Skills Switch 1. Here we are in the privilege mode. We need to go to the configuration mode. Then we issue the command host name and sw1 for the name of the switch. Now we need to configure the IP domain name by issue the command IP domain -name Cisco Skills.us, then hit enter. Now we generate the key by issue the command Crypto Key generate RSA, then hit enter. In this case, we're gonna choose 1024 for the bit module. Here the switch generating the key right now, and it is done. Now we specify the SSH version. We issue the command IP version 2, then hit enter. That's it. To verify the RSA Crypto Key at the switch privilege mode, we issue the command show crypto key my pub key RSA, then hit enter. Let's do it in switch 1. Here we are in the privilege mode. We issue the command show crypto key, then put in the question mark. As you can see, when we enter the keyword my pub key, it shows the public keys associated with this switch. Let's enter the my pub key, then put in the question mark. As you can see, when you enter the keyword RSA, it shows RSA public keys. Let's enter RSA, then hit enter. It lists all the RSA public key, and the first one is the TP cell site RSA public key, which is the default factory RSA key. Let's go to the one that we configure, and the one we have just configured is switch 1 Cisco Skills.us. and the key type is RSA key, and the uses for general purpose key, and this key is not exportable. That's it. That is the RSA key that we have just configured. To configure SSH login at the switch configuration mode, we issue the command line VTY and then specify the range of the VTY lines that we want to allow SSH login. In this case, it is from 0 to 4. Then hit enter. It will bring us to the line configuration mode. We issue the command login local, then hit enter. This will force the user to log in with the local username and password. Now we issue the command transport inputs SSH, then hit enter. This will force the user to log in using the SSH protocol. Let's do it in Cisco Skill Switch 1. Here we are in the configuration mode. We need to issue the command line VTY and then specify the range from 0 to 4, then hit enter. Now we issue the command login local. This will force the user to provide the local username and password in order to log in to this VTY line. Now to force the user to log in using the SSH, we need to issue the command transport input SSH, then hit enter. That's it. To verify SSH connection from the PC, we need to SSH to the switch virtual interface IP address, which is 10.0.2.10. For user access verification, we need to provide the username, then hit enter. It then asks us for the password. We provide the password, then hit enter. Let's do it. We will use a tool called PuTTY to connect to our switch via SSH. First, we need to change the connection type to SSH. Then we update the IP address to 10.0.2.10. Then we change the port to 22 for SSH. Then click open. For the first time, it will ask us to verify the server RSA key fingerprint. If everything is correct, just click yes. After we click yes, it will prompt us for the username. We need to type in the username Cisco Skills, then hit enter. After that, we need to provide the password, then hit enter. It will bring us to the user mode of switch 1. Now let's go to the private mode by issue the command enable, then hit enter, and type in the password and hit enter. Now let's verify our configuration by issue the command show IP interface VLAN 1. As you can see, this is the IP address of the VLAN 1 interface on switch 1.